Now that Thanos has gotten rid of half of the population of the universe with a snap of his fingers, he seems pretty much invincible, despite the destroyed Infinity Gauntlet. In Avengers 4, one of the Avengers will have to deliver that final blow, and a lot of fans are theorizing that the God of Thunder, Thor, will be the one to do it, and for good reason. But before we get into the details of this epic battle between the Asgardian King, Thor, and the Mad Titan, Thanos, subscribe to CBR and ring that bell to join our notification squad so you never miss any of our MCU videos. Come on, you know you want to do it. For those of you who remember the final battle between the Avengers and Thanos in the final scenes of Infinity War, how could I forget? You can recall the moment between Thor and Thanos. In this scene, Thor takes his new weapon he receives from Mitri of Nidavellir, known as Stormbreaker, and swings it with all his might straight into Thanos' chest. Oi, that's gotta hurt! This hammer clearly left a mark on Thanos as it brought him down to his knees, where he's subjected to even more pain as Thor takes Stormbreaker and jams it even deeper into his chest. Attaboy, Thor! But instead of going for the killing blow, Thor stops and listens to Thanos as he mutters his words. Thanos reluctantly says, "You should have gone for the head." In this case, you can't help but agree with the Mad Titan. Why didn't Thor go for the head and save all of humanity the headache of trying to defeat Thanos? It turns out there's a reason for this. The short answer to this is that Thor was being selfish. Everybody rips on Star-Lord, how about Thor over here? Thor wanted to get revenge on Thanos for all that he's done to him. Killing him would have made Thor's vengeance-bending quest too short and sweet. He wanted to look into the eyes of the Mad Titan as a commemoration to Thanos' pain. Unfortunately, this wasn't enough to stop Thanos from snapping his fingers and escaping Thor's grasp. So, what did we learn about Thor through his actions of failing to kill Thanos when he could have? We learned that he's susceptible to letting his emotions cloud his better judgment, which begs the question, should this one-on-one battle happen again in Avengers 4? Will Thor finish the job this time around? Find out, same Avengers place, same Avengers time! The first question we need to ask ourselves is Thor actually powerful enough to defeat Thanos? Keep in mind that we're assuming Thor has full access to Stormbreaker, and Thanos can still access the power of all 6 Infinity Stones. According to Eitri, the hammer was specifically created to resist the might of all 6 Infinity Stones and kill Thanos. In the battle between Thor and Thanos, this proves to be true. Thanos generates a beam attack that flared all the colors of the 6 Infinity Stones. Stormbreaker easily pierces through this beam attack with ease, like a steak knife through butter, baby. That being said, Thor definitely has the upper hand here, wielding the only weapon in the world, the universe, that can resist the might of the Infinity Gauntlet. But what if Thor doesn't have access to Stormbreaker? As we learn through the MCU, Thor's no rudimentary hero. He's extremely powerful, and this was showcased in the fight against Hulk in Thor Ragnarok. He didn't have Mjolnir by his side, but still ended up winning this battle by summoning a vicious blast of lightning, which acts as the crutch to the God of Thunder's source of power. Although Thanos isn't the Incredible Hulk. In fact, he's much stronger than the Hulk. We know this because the two went head-to-head in Infinity War. Man, what an opening scene. And Thanos literally scared Hulk into the depths of Bruce Banner's soul. Once you take into consideration that Thanos has been hit with Thor's lightning blast before, and it merely pushed him back a couple feet, the verdict is that Thor's gonna need Stormbreaker just to have a chance at defeating Thanos. He should also aim for the head this time. It might help. As we know, Thanos is a very powerful villain, probably the most robust villain the MCU has seen thus far. So what are his chances at vanquishing the almighty Norse god? The 6 Infinity Stones allow Thanos to have complete control over 6 various dimensions: time, space, power, mind, reality, and the soul, making him virtually omnipotent. Well, Thanos definitely takes the cake over Thor in terms of raw strength, because he's an eternal being who surpasses Asgardians in all aspects. But Thanos is smart and aware of what Stormbreaker and Thor are capable of. This means that if he wants to win, he's gonna have to get creative. His best bet is to manipulate Thor into battle by using the Infinity Stones to beat him mentally instead of physically. Perhaps play mind games with him or manipulate time and space to throw him off guard. Remember when half the Avengers disappeared into nothingness at the end of Infinity War?
Of course I remember. Why would you ask that?
Well, there are some fan theories that Thanos domesticated them inside the Soul Gem. If this is the case, then Thanos will most likely have some extra juice. This can also be the defining quality of what may allow Thanos to vanquish Thor and have him join the rest of his Avengers in the Soul Stone. Regardless, an old-school fistfight isn't gonna cut it for Thanos. He needs to approach Thor with caution and weigh out his options to see what strategy will suit him best. Many Marvel fanatics are anticipating a huge fight between Thor and Thanos in Avengers 4, but what are the odds of this actually happening? With so many characters wiped out, it's up to the original 6 Avengers to do the job. The strongest of the team being Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, and Thor. Some fans think Iron Man can potentially be the one, but quite simply, he just isn't strong enough. His advances in technology can only get him so far in defeating the Mad Titan, but unfortunately, it's not far enough. The selfless Captain America is in the same spot, and without giving away any spoilers, he doesn't defeat Thanos in the comics either. This leaves Hulk and Thor. As we already know, Hulk alone won't even come close, and as of right now, he has no intentions of fighting Thanos. The Russo brothers said it themselves that they consider Thor and Thanos the main characters of Infinity War. That being said, Thor has a very predominant story arc throughout his films, starting from the first debut movie up until Infinity War. His role amongst the Avengers becomes gradually more prevalent, perhaps leading up to the ultimate climax. Thor is also the only one who can wield the weapon that can ultimately put an end to Thanos. Lastly, Thor is a god and Thanos is a titan. In what ancient mythology stories have gods and titans not gone head-to-head, eventually leading to either one's demise? In Avengers 4, it's very likely that Thor is the one to deliver the killing blow. He'll most likely get help from his fellow Avengers and maybe even Captain Marvel, but he needs to be the one to do the heroic deed and save all of humanity as we know it.
Come on, Thor, will you just do it? Just do it for us, please.
Regardless of the outcome, this will be one of the most intense fights in MCU history. Do you think Thor can defeat Thanos? Can anyone destroy the seemingly indestructible Thanos? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more MCU videos like this one. Thanks for watching.